Me too.
Mm. I
Me
just like kind
too.
of decided one day, I was like probably like 17, and I really wanted to donate blood because my grandmother had passed away from cancer. And like
Mhm.
she had leukemia, so she needed constant transfusions. And I just decided I'm too old to be needles anymore. And I went and donated blood, and they use like a massive needle. It's like like that thing is like the size of a coffee straw.
Wow.
And so if I can do this, I can do anything. Right.
Oh,
You've always been able to do everything, Lucy.
That's true. I just like challenged the perception that I couldn't
That's right.
in
Exactly.
that.
beautiful.
Okay. You guys have a nice meeting.
Yeah.
Thank
You
you. You have you have a nice blood giving.
And she's going to, well, she doesn't call it a date. She's hanging out with this guy she kind of likes, and he likes her. So she was
Beautiful.
just saying how she seems to has no problem attracting men. I go, well, yeah, look, you're cute, you're smart, you're funny. Why wouldn't you attract?
Mm.
Be a, yeah.
Exactly.
But
This is
it's really funny when I post like something on Lily and I post something on Lucy, like Lily, she's got the nails and the hair and the lashes. I always get so many views when I post on Lily because she's sort of this, you know, and I always find that interesting. You put a pretty picture of a girl, and I find that fascinating.
mm,
Mm.
Because obviously Lucy and Lily, they're very different looking, but they're both beautiful in their own way, right? Lily is just more of the, typical, she'll wear high shoes and show off her stomach, and she's
Mm.
she's super cute. She just went, I was so proud of her because she's moving back from Calgary to Edmonton, and she loves traveling. I think I might have told you this, Eric. Loves to travel and is in Seattle right now because she's on this site, where you can go dog sit for people.
mm.
And she goes, yeah, I got the weekend off. I got some points. I'm going to go to Seattle. So she just went to Seattle, and she's house sitting for this girl in this really cute place that has this Labradoodle. So she's got a dog. She's, exploring a new place. Yeah, really exciting. Yeah, I might have shared that already with you, but she was
No.
talking to her. No, I didn't. I might not have. And she sent the picture of the dog and just this really cute apartment. It's just, I love that.
She's living.
Getting the itch for travel, right? Which is, and I was just fascinated with Ross's like app where he's going to have because when I was talking about, yeah, she wants to go to Europe for a couple of weeks, and then it just comes up with all these I just like in what 30 seconds your travel plan. You want to go to London, then you want to go to Paris. Okay, here's what you do. You take the train. Here's where you can stay, because a lot of effort goes into travel plans sometimes, especially when you're young, right? She doesn't. Originally, she was going to go to 10 places. I was like, Lily, you're going to be one day and you're going to be so tired, right? You need to, maybe spend a couple days in Paris and a few more days in Barcelona, or, anyway, so she's got her plan now basically, but I think Ross's app was going to be interesting.
One of the coolest things is actually for me has been is really feeling part of the community when I go to these places. So when I'm whether I'm in Germany or in
Yeah.
London or Paris, there's always somebody to hang out with. And
Yeah.
there's always somebody that either meets me, connects with me,
Sure.
lets me stay at their place, or I rent an Airbnb close by, and then I feel like a local, and then they take me out and make me
Yeah.
feel like I'm part of the community, and they take me to these little holes in the walls or
Yeah.
experience, just feel part of like the culture because now I'm meeting, I'm getting to know the bread maker, or I'm getting to know the butcher, or I'm getting to know, these people at a different level. And now it's coming like, wow, I'm just hanging out in another part of the park, and yeah, and it becomes so much more just like authentic,
Mhm.
this authenticity shows up. And this is one of the things that when I was in Santorini, I built a really deep relationship with the gentleman because I went there over and over and over again over a decade, and the owners of Astarte Suites, which I posted on the group, were became really dear friends of mine. And so recently I was like, hey, why don't we create something around business mastery in August? And he's like, oh, it's gonna be too hot. But in September, it's perfect to go there and spend time. And he's like, Eric, I told him like, hey, we want to really like focus on authenticity and connection, connecting to the locals, and like really doing the things that like about marble and the volcano and things like this. And he's like, enough said, I got you. I'll figure out the whole itinerary. I'll figure out everything, and we'll
Oh,
get it and we'll make it happen. And we can do that in so many places because of the relationships
yeah.
we've cultivated. And then people can actually now come with us as a group, as a community, as an ecosystem, and really tap into these deep, meaningful experiences with such authenticity that most people will not be able to access because they don't have that layer of relationship. So it's exciting. I'm excited to like keep bringing that to life because I think that that's going to be a huge part of our chosen family traveling bug.
Yeah,
Bulb,
beautiful.
bulb, light bulb, one of the
Yeah.
light bulb.
Uh,
Beautiful. Yeah. It seems effortless, and that's what it feels like. It's divine guidance, Eric, that it's coming. It's coming rather than chasing for it. I was just watching the beautiful movie. I don't know if you know the movie The Shift.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like it talks about it. I thought it would be cool to watch all together movie The Shift after Business Mastery. Yeah, because we're gonna have a cinema and we're gonna have
Oh, yeah.
a few days right after, or one day, I don't know.
Yeah,
It would be
yeah.
cool to have like a cool these kind of like the shack, the shift, the soul. There is a lot of meaningful, really, yeah, magical in all that order movies.
Oh, cool.
That would be cool to
Good
ground.
idea.
Such a suggestion. How are you, Amy?
Good. Good. I'm doing good. Plugging along. The family wants to stay till March. So, um, mom's mom is making a donation of 1,500, so I've got to figure out the rest. So I will.
What's the need?
So I have a family staying at my house that has a 4-month-old that's going to have heart and lung surgery. He's from North Carolina. In North Carolina, he had 2 surgeries. He's been on a ventilator since the day he was born. And he's at Boston Children's right now in a medically induced coma. And the goal is when after his heart and lung surgery here, he'll no longer need the ventilator. So that would be awesome. And my daughter sent me a post from a friend of the mom's saying that my friends are on the list of Ronald McDonald's house and other places, but it's not happening. And I learned from the mom, when you go to those places, you get one room. And so she brought her mother and father, her 3-year-old, and her husband. So I have a 3-bedroom and it was empty. So I gave it to them from the 4th to the 14th. And now they want to stay till March.
Mhm.
And I'm not having any money conversations with these people until after the surgery. I said, I don't want you to worry about anything more than what you already have to worry about.
Mm. It's so kind
Yeah.
of you and beautiful of you. And how is your how's your internal space or beingness that's gonna sort itself out? Do you the trust? Where are you in that?
I have an odd trust. Considering the situation I'm in, I have this odd trust. So I just want to keep trusting. So I think what I'm going to do now is start reaching out to bigger organizations and just I want so I can I'm looking for people that want to leave a legacy, right? I have the $1 million donor that I'm not sure is real or not. Um, he said the donation was going to be made by this weekend, and I haven't seen it yet. I sent him some suggestions for the names of the garden that we could name the garden. And but my friend Jeff did have a conversation with him, and he's definitely sick. I guess he needs a heart transplant. So I have a couple of things going on in the background around
So is that
fuel
what you
purchase.
call? Could you unpack what you mean by saying odd trust? That sounds odd.
That's an interesting word.
Yeah, I just feel like the mission is so big that it's going to help so many people that it's going to work out, and it's up to me to find the way.
What are
So,
you ultimately trying
so
to
you
do?
in some so it sounds like you trust and you also taking actions. That's why you call it
Yeah.
odd.
Yeah, I guess.
Like and somehow I sense the that's why I'm so curious because I see your face is it's not glowing like it would glow in complete trust. And I feel that there is that's my hallucination, right? I sense that there
Yeah.
is some worry. That's why you
Yeah, there's
call it
no worry.
odd.
Yes.
So how can we support you to let that go? Because there is some internal that might be limiting from all that external to show up.
Well, a friend said to me yesterday, um, what would it look like if you had to sell my house and all of that and write a story? So I got thinking about that because that's not really what I want to do, but in the offshoot that is what happens. Who do I need to be in that? And so then I'm grateful for at least I got to help one family, right? Because that was the whole goal from the beginning. I mean, I'd like to help multiple families. And it's yeah, so that's what's odd.
So the odd is like that the sense or the some kind of forming the belief that you need to sell, and
Mm-hmm.
that somehow like it's worrying you. What if that's
Yeah.
an option? What if that's of, like liberating that house and dedicate selling for somebody who can run it and do exactly your mission so you can just enjoy? That must be also an opportunity, an option, and possibility. And you don't sell it, but some like I'd like it's there is an abundance of opportunities and possibilities to for all of it to shift and turn and go.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah. When you start thinking, then it's like a spiral, right?
Exactly. So it's the mind goes right. It goes
Yeah.
it pulls down. It's a sharp knife. It can be a sharp knife.
Right.
It depends where we hold it on the handle or on the edges of the sharpness.
Yeah. Because it's my father's house.
Exactly. So there is a lot.
Yeah, there's a
And
lot thinking about that side of it. So,
But sometimes, Amy, it's just stuff. It's just stuff. It isn't, in the end, what do we have? We have our relationships,
right.
we have, the love that we've given,
Yeah.
the houses, the cars, the clothes, all that bullshit. In the end, doesn't matter whether it's your father's house or not.
Right.
You're putting value on that. Your father's memory is still always going to be with you, whether you're in the house or not. You're, to me, it's like you're putting too much attachment onto the house, where you could just get rid of it. You could, like, when I say get rid of, I mean, you can
Let go.
dispose of it. You don't, like, you don't really need it. That, like, you only need you and your beauty and your presence and your love and your, you know, your givingness. Like, you're always wanting to serve and give, but there's these things holding you back, and a lot of it, when I hear it, it sounds like stuff. It sounds like the house, you know, the parting. Yeah, you can go rent a little house. You're still going to be the same you wherever you go. You know, where you go, you're just going to be there. The house isn't going to matter. Like, I have this big, beautiful house. I could freaking live in a basement suite. I don't need to live here. I
No,
don't need to drive a fancy car. I could go and, you know, get a little beater. That stuff is just, it's just stuff.
no,
And when you
I love that.
you can enjoy it, but we don't really need it. It's not, we need
I
a
know.
roof over your head, and you know you can do that. You're
And I would like to also on to top it up that with it's also like Amy, maybe in fundamentally you don't need to let go of the house and sell it. Maybe you just need to let go of attachment to it. And you know, there another perspective that I would like to bring that which served me a lot, and I'm grateful infinitely and abundantly and always, is that my parents have not sold my apartment where I grew up. So I had this possibility to, and I'm talking now about, you know, Amy has grandchildren and children that we never know what's going on, but to have something that is grounded. And of course, if it's liability, maybe it's a different story, right? If it pulls you down. Our apartment here, we never had a loan on it, so we bought it, or we gave it was given to us. I don't even know. You know, it's like, but that gift of me traveling the world, exploring myself, and trusting universe abundance, and letting go of everything I had, my business, like my money, everything, and now it seems like there is some full circle happening, that I return back to my home to heal my childhood, whatever is needed. Or it seems like some kind of quest. And you know, if my parents or somebody would sell this apartment at some point, I would not have that opportunity to come back. Where to come back, most likely. So it's also, there is another layer of, you know, like, but I feel like for you is more about attachment, and if it's a burden, it's a burden, right?
It's where I feel my father. So when my father fell, he hit his head, and I took him to the VA, and they told me he was going to probably die before the end of the night. And he lived 21 days. And I didn't leave his side but twice. And there I learned, and needless to say, I went on YouTube and was doing every kind of healing modality because I wanted to bring him home. He was my best friend. And when I left, so I would wear the pajamas of the VA, right? And when I left, I would put the clothes on that I had on the whole 21 days. And I left twice to go for walks with my women friends and then came back. But after doing all that stuff with him, he left me with such peace in my body that I look to honor him by keeping that peace. And I really would like to create something in his name because he's a man that gave unconditionally, loved unconditionally. So I don't feel like the house is a burden. I feel like there's something I'm supposed to be doing and I just haven't got there yet.
Can I share my hallucination? What's coming now is that the burden
Please.
would be your story, that attachment to the outcome, that you think about your father, you think about creating or something, and that's you holding on to that outcome. If that's my hallucination, and maybe there's something else wants to come through, even
Right.
more beautiful, something that you have not even imagined.
Mm.
Maybe the cosmos is doing its thing and it's like, babe, just fucking trust, not oddly trust, but trust.
Yeah.
What would need to happen in order for you to lean into the trust? You still do action, whatever needs to be done.
I'm not really sure. I don't know. To lean into, because I feel like I have been trusting, but then the worry comes because,
Yeah.
you know,
But if
And
you're
the
working,
word
not
and
trusting.
the word we already know what does it mean to worry. It's worshiping the problem.
Worshiping the problem.
worshiping the problem. Interesting.
That's
Yeah.
a good one. Worshiping the problem. I've never heard of that
Yeah.
before. I gotta write that down.
Maybe it's time to make a move. Maybe it's time to shake the body out, Amy. I don't know. You know best.
Yeah.
To change the energy is energy. And I
Yeah.
see that's why I'm talking and my curiosity goes immediately. I see that, like there is a different appearance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm getting to D-Day. Yeah. Where I've just got to decide.
Is that what you mean by D-Day?
Yeah.
You have. And
I have
what
to
are you
decide.
deciding what? What's
So
the
I'm waiting on, I have a contract out there with somebody that's going to buy fuel. I'm in the mix of that. And I'm waiting to see where that goes before I decide my next step. And I'll know that by tomorrow. So
Eric, what's coming through you? It seems like something is piercing through. The position changed.
Yeah, you're like.
Let's talk about the deal, money situation, petrol.
So,
yeah.
Amy,
Yeah.
I'm hearing a lot of experience that you are wanting from the external world to create some sort of certainty in your internal experience. It's not that way. We leaders go first. We go first. We trust in the experience. It's not about the external.
Mm-hmm.
This attachment that you have, you're already connected to everything and attached to nothing. You have to let go. There's an experience here that your soul is yearning for, that your father is asking you to step into the peace of knowing that he's always with you and he doesn't need the validation of the space or the place. This is all the mind construct. This is all bullshit. This is all you creating a story around needing something to create an anchor point, but the anchor point is in your heart. The home is where the heart is. And so it's in your it's in your expression, it's in this consistent story of your needs not being met in terms of the house, or that you want to make great impact based off of his name. Is the name that you carry is going to be the example that you live by. It's the example that is going to create even more change than the story that you keep talking about. And so I encourage you genuinely to let go of these things that are happening outside of you, including the house, because from that place you're gonna allow yourself to be free like a bird, like a feather. Like uh there's that thing where Anubis checks in ancient Greek, in ancient Egypt. If your heart is as light as a feather, you get to pass into the experiences of heaven or the afterlife. The afterlife is here though. You see, like we get to experience the heaven on earth once our heart becomes as light as a feather. we actually can recognize the magic of what's positively experiencing us when we are not connected or attached to anything and connected to everything. It's where we get to actually the greatest dichotomy is that people think that the experience of the afterlife or that your father's presence is not even here now. This is actually a fallacy that you're having. Your father's presence is coming through me right now. So by paying attention of taking the responsibility or the ability to respond to something that's allowing you to actually step into a congruent nature of recognizing that it is in joy, it is an experience, it is in living your life that you're going to be able to live up to his name. Show them how to live. Show them how to live. And then as a result, everything comes through. It's not about needing to recognize what everyone else needs you to do. It's trusting in the wisdom of your heart's intention, and from that place, making it happen with total faith. That is trust. Going
Mhm.
first.
Mm-hmm.
Woo, that was
Yeah.
amazing
Mm-hmm.
for everybody, not just you, Amy.
Right. Yeah.
It's being reminded of that. I mean, it's easy to sort of slip down into the ego. That's why I'm saying it's a good message for us all to remind ourselves we do go first.
Right. I know this. Yeah.
So Amy, what comes to add to Eric is the good mind trick, which will can you do it right now, step into abundance and just like let go of the lack and scarcity decisions every like what would Amy having $1 billion in a bank account right now would do, and act from that place, feel abundant, be abundant, act abundantly, because you are abundant, you always
Yeah.
been. The universe always did that to you, and you have abundance. Like
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. I have an inversion table downstairs. I feel like I need to go hang upside down and let it all out.
Beautiful. Something
That would feel
something
good.
weird. Something weird is the thing to go. It's to break the
Right.
pattern. They make something weird, something you don't do. Go the other street.
Yeah.
Like go backwards if you need to go.
Right.
Do the back roll. I know probably you can.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
Think bigger.
Yes, think bigger.
And don't blame yourself for not doing until now, because that also can be the mind trap. Mind
Yeah.
can be like, oh, like just fucking let go. That's it, done. You did.
Well,
You are. You are here now.
what it reminds me of is like finding that fix and the thrill of like the looking, the finding, and then you're getting. Like it's a game. It
It's a
reminds me
quest.
of the same game. Yeah, and then the win.
Maybe what comes now, like to have some do whatever there is ringing in, and be on the quest. Like walk with
Yeah.
that melody, with that energy. It's just like put on the dress, your wizard dress, whatever. Put on the wings if you want. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's a quest.
Yeah. It's a
And
yeah.
I would like to also add, what if it's not a game? What if it's a sacred, reverent expression?
Mm,
Actually get to be in a place of peace. So
mhm.
maybe the that you're seeking is the one that you need to be first. Maybe the peace that your father has brought to you is the one that is about actually getting into that sacred knowing. Because for me, the ability to see sacredness in every walk, every expression, every moment, every person, and the reverence of that is what makes me be able to be so deeply connected to everything around me. there's a sacredness in our life. There's a
Mhm.
magic in our life that is infinitely guided. And by us tapping into that sacredness, we realize that we are always held. And as a result, we can think bigger. We don't have to be attached to this minutia of life. There's
Mhm.
people that are on the journey that need to do that minutia work to get to grow, and they can support. But the distinction is by choosing to go first, we actually expand our vision a lot sooner than most others because the level of growth is fucking infinite. Is infinite. There is no stop. If we're not growing, we're dying. And if we go first and we discover the symbols of life and the wisdom of our creativity that has been left behind for us to continue to remember that over and over and over again, and if we go and expand this state of consciousness all over the world and build this level of devotion, that is peace, because that's the legacy that our next generation really is desiring from us, is even more peace.
Mhm.
And that's where that peace comes from. You first.
Mhm.
What comes to us, how did you felt in your father's presence when you were a girl? To recall that feeling of safety, certainty.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He was my protector. Yeah.
What makes you think that he is not right now?
Mm. Yeah. Well, he is. I ask him for signs and he sends them
There
out
you
loud.
are. Here you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It's a big deal.
Well, it's you're back in your head.
No, I, I'm in my heart about it. I'm definitely in my heart about it.
I think yeah, when you said it's big,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that's what I'm referring.
Gotcha. Yeah. Hmm.
As Eric
I,
says, there is no big or small. In infinite, in abundance, there is no big.
mm, I know, and I'm looking outside and it's snowing. It's so beautiful out there.
Yeah. When was the last time you rolled in the snow? Made a
Don't
snow angel.
don't think that didn't go through my head when we were having this discussion.
Yeah.
It's breaking the
How
pattern.
about how about now you run and do the snow angel right there, right
Mhm.
now? Like
Yeah.
really, right now, right this moment.
Like go out and do it right now.
Right fucking now. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I? Wait, go see.
Oh, look, the light's gonna. I'm getting chills now. So it seems like something is going on. Wow, I'm all sweaty, man.
Mm.
Interesting. Like I'm sweaty, running sweat.
With the poster,
Yes.
um, with the poster, do you can you so you need dad to print this? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna ask him if he can do it. Did she go? Did you go?
I did. I'm going to show you the angel.
Hey! Yeah!
See how beautiful it is here?
Beautiful! You did it! Oh, what a beautiful day over there.
Yeah. I love when the snow comes here. It just makes the trees look so beautiful.
Such a beautiful place over there. Wow.
Yeah, this is Maine.
Hmm.
This is Maine. So then becomes the question, when I give up Brookline, do I give up Maine? Because one does pay for the other. And I guess that's what I meant by big. Boy, that felt good. I took my shoes off and walked out there.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And
Snow angel.
allow yourself not to think about, what's taking like money things. Just
Right.
just like let that maybe do even something more weirder, like
Yeah.
play a bit. That's what's coming from me. You do what you want.
Yeah. Turn on some music and dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was awesome. And that was
Did
what
you
I was
stop?
thinking. You said that. Breaking the
Yeah.
pack. I was like, oh, I could go do a snow angel. Of course, I was going to put my coat on and stuff,
Yeah.
but
Beautiful.
that's better.
Did you saw Brenda the snow angel walking in with us here?
Did you see it? Oh,
You're
she's on mute.
muted. Hmm.
Sorry, I was just helping Canada there for a minute.
Oh, no,
So
that's okay.
you went out and did a snow angel? Oh, cool.
And see?
In the nude?
No, I have shorts on. I have shorts
Brenda,
on, so bare
I
feet. That'd be funny though.
Maybe the nudity is calling up Amy. You
Yeah, there
said
you
you're
go.
gonna do something.
we told you that there's infinite.
Next level of upgrade.
You're
Oh,
amazing.
That was great.
This
yeah,
this is
that
the.
felt.
Do you see how your like the light in your did?
Yeah.
You look 10 years younger, for sure. At least.
Your
Yeah,
energy is totally different.
yeah, that was awesome. And to feel the snowflakes coming, I love that. I always love that.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
The magic of peace
yeah.
and
It's so.
protection.
Hmm.
It's interesting. So there's a common theme coming up here. This experience of the protector showing up, right? Like with you and your father, Tracy, like a lot of these things of protection needing to show up, right? Which is beautiful, by the way, because uh, in the past, I think that most of us needed to be protected, right? And
Oh, yeah.
now it's about actually recognizing that we have always been we have always been protected because you cannot not be protected because we are part of the infiniteness of our beautiful experience on this planet. And by just our birthright, we already have this infinite layer of abundance. And most people are not aware of this expression because most people are conditioned to think of lack and scarcity or thinking that there's things outside of them that are even more valuable than what's inside of them.
And then you
And
talk about that.
once we discover that we are the love that we've been seeking, oh, wow. It's like, oh my goodness, this magical playground becomes our playground. Wow. Let's figure it out together.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's why we all keep showing up.
And there's ease and grace with that. There's ease and grace and integrity and meaningful action and and curiosity. Like
Almost. One more is missing. Hey,
meaningful action.
no, this. Ah, yeah, that was all. Yeah. Magic.
Yeah.
And it's so fascinating because we are genuinely creating magic by being together.
Hmm.
which is it blows my mind because of how beautiful it is, how much we are tapped in as a collective, how much we're getting to experience it in this way. We get to do this. We don't have to. We get to. This is our conscious decision. We are all consciously choosing to step into it. Because we can tell ourselves a different story. We all can. We have that will. Everyone here has free will. Which is why this is so profound. Because, and I think I might have said this to Brenda, or I shared it with Brenda, is there, for all of us to have the same dream at the same time, in the same time, in the moment of expression, is more of a miracle than the resurrection of Jesus.
Yeah.
I was just actually literally thinking about that before you said, like, because it seems like, it's pretty much if you put Jesus in the same room, Wayne Dyer, all those in the same room, and you call it a dream, be living together. Yeah, it's so beautiful. Yeah.
And I told you about My Gift, the movie. That's another one.
Which one?
My Gift, the
No, I
movie.
have not written down that one.
So that you just type it in your browser and it pops up. It sends you an email and lets you watch it.
Okay.
Really good. Talks about how we're all born with a gift. And
Yeah.
98% of the people get to the cemetery and never realize that gift.
They discover it the moment they die.
Probably, yeah.
No, they do, 100%. So when
Oh.
we go through the experience of a true ego death or death,
Mm-hmm.
we tap into the collective wisdom, and all of a sudden we feel our life flash before our eyes. I know this, the reason that I know this is because I've experienced it many times. And so I've learned to listen to these flashbacks and these experiences. And so as a result, I'm able to then go back to and it's also why I'm so anchored. So meaning why things can challenge me in the face and I have no I don't move. I have so much resolve because of these consistencies that I've allowed myself to go through, so that as a result, I choose to listen and study them. So I've taken enough of the time to study death so that I can actually fully live life, which is
Mm.
cool.
Well, what was it? A podcast. I met a woman who does a podcast. Oh, what is it called? Well, in the podcast, she's interviewing a person who a midwife. And so you
Mm.
think the conversation is going to be about new life. And actually, it was the exact opposite. We got talking about death, and even yoga prepares us for death, prepares our body for death. It was a really interesting conversation, and how it's part of the circle, and people don't talk about it. It's an inevitable part of life, and we don't discuss it. And she suggests whatever. I mean, it's something that we can discuss freely when we choose to, right? Because it
Well,
is going to happen. We all are on the same clock.
well, yoga is the expression of our real soul's desire in human form. So real yoga is what we choose to do all the time, consistently. It's our ability. So yoga is how are we choosing to express our true essence every single moment of the day. And although there's the movement of yoga and the practice of yoga, yoga connects us deeply to our inner states and our body as a result to then utilize that intent, intent, intentional integrity in every experience that we walk through. So yoga is really stepping into full expression of our soul's wisdom. That's what the essence of yoga is, and it's also why of the things like if you spend time with Krishna ji or Pritha ji or Sadhguru,
Hmm.
you will discover the essence of their presence is in every action, in every word.
Mhm.
And that's the yoga that they've devoted their time to choosing to use their life as an example. And we all have this power.
Right. I agree.
Because it's not about a guru or a master or a teacher or anything. The great teacher is the one inside of us. The great teacher is the mirror in front of all of us. The great teacher is recognizing that we are all the same in terms of the infinite source of wisdom and intelligence. And so it's discovering that within ourselves that allows us to then choose and have the conscious decision of free will to move together if we want. Again, I've met a lot of great people that spend time on the mountain and they want to live there, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, right? For me, once I was able to discover these parts, I wanted to go back into the darkness of experience and raise other people's up because I felt like there's more to the experience of life than being on a mountain by myself or in a jungle alone and choosing to live that state. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with that path. For me, I want to go do it with fun and family and playfulness and choice of feeling the peace, because there's a lot of people out there that I believe don't need to suffer. They just don't know any better. And
Mhm.
as a result, having the discussions and the playfulness and the contrast. And I think this is one of the things that really resonate with me is the seasons of change are what makes life so uh, juicy.
Hmm. I love the Four Seasons of New England. It's good stuff. We're very blessed to have someplace to go even to have these conversations. Mm.
Brenda, you muted if you talk.
Damn, and I had such an important thing to say.
So
No,
how?
I just wanted to know, Amy, what was your biggest takeaway from that?
Well, when we can't have the conversation, it ends up we hold it in and then it becomes a hardness in our body. So my biggest takeaway is the gratitude of having the space to be able to have the conversation and you can freely have it and not worry about the judgment. There's no judgment. And I'm really grateful for that.
And
Regardless of what I decide and whatever, I know there's no judgment.
right.
So I appreciate that.
Okay.
And just like in my house, the right people come at the right time. That's how it always had worked. That's how it was working.
Yeah, and Eric's supposed to be not in the call, and I'm supposed to be not in the call today.
Oh, really?
That makes sense. Yeah, my neighbors can't.
Can't hear you, bro.
Something happened. You got
I said my neighbors canceled dinner, so that's why I'm here. And
oh
Eric, I don't know. Eric is supposed to go and pick up Ross, and somehow you're not.
Yeah, Ross is an hour behind, so it worked
You
out
see,
perfect.
you see, Amy, it's just it's a miracle
Mhm.
happened. There's no delays. It just happens what needs to happen. Yeah.
That resulted in an angel, by the way. Just putting it out there. The snow angel.
Yeah. Beautiful. Angel showed
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm curious, Brenda, what did you feel? Because your face is like shining right now. I'm curious what showed up for you.
Uh, well, for me, it's just, you know, a reminder of the stories we tell ourselves, and we can get caught up in our stories. I mean, I'm moving away from that for sure. I find when I start to move into some kind of story, I just immediately change it. Like that's if I notice, I say to myself, change, like in that second. When I was having a difficult conversation earlier this morning, I took a lot of pauses, just like I am right now. I took a lot of pauses to be sure what was coming out of my mouth was not based on some old story. And I think sometimes in the difficult moments, that's when you can shine. That's when you can look at things from a loving perspective, not from that old debilitating, fearful, shameful, whatever it is, story. Because when we start doing that, even when we're uttering the words, it's making it real. And I am really shutting, and then I like to keep hearing this stuff because it's a reminder to me that Brenda is a different person. Brenda is not living in her old stories. Brenda is not living in the past. Brenda is moving, is in the present right now. And she doesn't need those old stories. She doesn't need to feel that she's got to keep a wall up. She doesn't need to feel like she's got to be fearful at this moment. It's really taking, like stepping up from some of that old, and it will creep in sometimes because you're having a difficult conversation with somebody and you're being reminded of, you know, okay, I could get defensive here. I could, you know, start protecting myself. And so I really, as much as I used to run from that stuff, I would, you know, I would leave. Now I'm facing it head on. And, you know, learning a lot about myself and learning that I can make a choice. I can make a different choice in this moment when it's happening. I don't have to wait till tomorrow or the next day. I can just make that change right now. And even for you, Amy, you can make that choice right now. It isn't a matter of tomorrow or the next day. It is, we're choosing every second, and we got to decide, are we choosing from the fear side or the love side? And it really just comes down to that for me. But when you're caught up in stories and you're in your head, it's very hard. It's more difficult to. That's why I just slap my hand or something. I go change, you know, and then it's like I have a new energy, and I might smile, and I might, you know, stand up straighter and watch my physiology, because if I'm slumped down and I'm like this, and I've got my head down, well, what is that saying? You know, I'm not in a powerful position. And when I'm in a powerful position, then I feel like I can take on the world, and, you know, the love is flowing. Yeah, that's
Something inside of me, Brenda, wants to somehow salute and celebrate the angel that is sitting on your shoulder right there. You can go now on the other shoulder. Yeah, like there is an angel sitting there. Can you give a big hug and big squeeze to that angel when you can? Hey, angel. Hello there.
I gave
Yeah.
a big hug and squeeze before.
Oh,
She's
that's
got
funny.
glasses. She meets you all.
Oh, looking forward to see you soon.
Yes, can wait. See you.
And you're amazing. We really appreciate it.
Angel in action right
Look at her
there.
new glasses.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I just got it
They look
this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Thank you. Enjoy your time.
See you
Thank you.
soon.
Hey,
Exactly. Sagitas.
Mm.
I do have
Yeah,
an
we're-
angel.
we're
Yes, we
going.
do.
We're all going out for dinner later today, Sagitas.
Yeah.
With
be
Ross
fun.
and Scotty, the family. So we're all coming. We're all going together to for dinner. So we can't wait can't wait till you're here, brother, so that we can all make magic happen and to experience the magic of your cooking.
Yeah. I'm really curious to cook some potato pie, and I'm gonna need I'm just saying now, I'm gonna need not potato, but a bakery pot to bake in.
Okay.
Like it. Maybe we can collect that, Eric, and at your mom's. Then
We'll grab it. We'll grab whatever we need. I was thinking when you come, we go the day before, we grab a bunch of groceries for the family for the week or things that we might need for the event. You know, Scotty is also gonna come. So anyways, the three of us can go and we can just get everything
And
prepared
don't
for
forget Candace's cooking also.
yeah, so we need to synchronize.
Well, synchronize. How that's gonna work.
That's a good
Awesome.
reminder. So we can get, yeah, you're right. We'll talk about it tonight at dinner. It'll be a good idea.
Yeah.
Enjoy. It's lovely. Okay. I'm
Hey.
gonna
Beautiful day. Thank you so much all for everybody's input, wisdom, and kindness. Thank you, Amy, for keeping
Thank you.
the energy vulnerable and staying in your heart and opening up always. So stay there.
And look at how happy you look.
Oh yeah.
Thanks.
Letting
Thank you.
go of the oddness from the trust. Trust is
That's
trust.
right.
Not odd.
Trust. Yes. Thank you.
See you
We
guys.
love you.
All right. Love you guys. See you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.